Hey, I'm Mike with Rock Prodigy. Today I'm going to show you how a cool way to use a pentatonic scale in your rhythm playing. I'm going to show you how I managed to make my rhythm parts sound different by adding pentatonic riffs. I'm using Rock Prodigy as my toolset and audio player for this example. Although there are many things that you can use to practice this, like your phone, your computer, whatever works, just make music. Make sure you're in a quiet place when you practice so you can concentrate on your guitar and the music you love. In this lesson, I'm going to use these 4 chords: G, C add 9, E minor 7, and D sus. If you aren't familiar with these chords, you can check out my article called Open Position Chords and Pentatonic, or run through Rock Prodigy's lesson 23, Chords Anchor. Here's a quick review. G major is middle, index, open, open, ring, and pinky. E minor 7 is open, index, middle, open, ring, and pinky. C add 9 is middle, index, open, ring, and pinky. And D sus is open, index, ring, and pinky. As you can see, all of them have 2 anchor notes in common. I use my ring and pinky to play them. Here's a chord progression that I'm going to use. I've got a Rock Prodigy exercise pulled up. It's exercise 1 for lesson 23, Anchor. Here's how it goes. It's a whole note for each chord. G, E minor 7, C add 9, D sus, and then back. C add 9, E minor 7, and G. And we'll use 2 different pentatonic scales for this chord progression. The E minor G major pentatonic scale and the A minor C major pentatonic scale, which are only different by 1 note. We'll play the E minor G major pentatonic over E minor 7 and G, and the A minor C major pentatonic over C add 9. And both scales work for D sus. So I'm going to improvise riffs that link the chords. But rather than just playing whatever after each strum, I'm going to strategize a little so I can learn this technique faster. A good way to do that is to think of a rhythmic pattern and fit the notes to match it. For example, I'm going to play a half note strum followed by 2 pairs of 8th notes. Also, let's focus on the low notes on the low strings. So that would be the low 3 strings and of the pentatonic scales. All right, let's do it. Now, to continue strategizing it, I'm going to do a little different variation. I'm going to play 3 notes after each strum. Let me go back here and loop from the beginning. Just little differences like that make a big difference in the way it sounds and feels. Once you're familiar with the notes in the lower register, move on to notes in the higher register. I'm going to do a little pedal pattern over each chord, so I'm going to strum the chord and play the same pattern after each one. Let's hear how it sounds. See how you create this kind of catchy little melody? Another thing is you can push it a little by adding more rhythmic patterns to it. Let's try that. I'll start this over. And here we go. Cool, see how much more fun it is? If you're just starting out on the guitar and this seems too difficult, then you can use the slow down feature to set it at a tempo you can play perfectly. If you want to perform perfect, you want to practice perfection. And the way to practice perfectly is to go only as fast as you can go with ease. Once you're comfortable with the tempo, you set the speed a little faster and get used to that. Then set it faster and faster till your fingers fall off. This is a secret that all great players know. To play blinding fast licks, start super slow and gradually crank up the speed. You can see that in a few minutes you can learn this technique by using chords and scales you may already know. Well, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Check out Rock Prodigy's other videos where we share more tips and exercises. Stay tuned.